The sky over Safe Harbor Dam turned from blue to gray in about 10 minutes. I already showed you that storm rolling in, but that was just the start of the week. Welcome back to Wondering About Nature. Before the storm, Safe Harbor gave me one sighting after another. An osprey was perched high in a tree, scanning the river below. The Common Merganser family I've followed all season was still together. They're fully grown now, but they're still diving and skimming as a group, working the shallows for fish. A great egret waited in the Conestoga River, patient, still, waiting for its moment. Up on the hillside, white-tailed deer fed in the late light. The cliff swallows on the power line weren't building anything. Their mud nests were empty. That's because they're staging, gathering in groups before migration. Here's a few photos of the bare nests. In a few weeks, this whole colony will be gone. At Silvermine Park, a pair of wood ducks fed quietly in the pond thick with duckweed. That bright green carpet on the surface is actually a tiny floating plant, not algae. A green heron hunted along the Pequea Creek, hunched and patient, the way herons always are. And then a red-spotted Admiral landed directly on me before I could even lift my camera. It eventually settled on a piece of quartz at the park entrance, which gave me the shot I wanted anyway. 3 skipper butterflies were clustered at the pond's edge, doing what skippers do best. Nothing in a hurry. Long's Park finally gave me something I've been chasing all season, a green frog, sitting right at the edge of the planned wetlands. A young American robin perched on the railing nearby, still showing that spotted juvenile chest. The broadleaf arrowhead was in full bloom, also called duck potato, and yes, it produces edible tubers. Watch closely for that plant next time you're near a wetland edge. I also ran into a park employee who filled me in on the western honeybee hive living at the base of the tree I showed you before. I'm not including his interview here. That story deserves its own video, and it's coming Thursday. Spalding Conservancy gave me a hackberry emperor on the boardwalk, the same butterfly featured in Thursday's 5 Butterflies video. A female common whitetail dragonfly kept turning her head, tracking something I couldn't see. And along one of the trails, a common eastern firefly walked slowly across a leaf, waiting for the dark. I hadn't been to Wildwood Park in Harrisburg since May, and the lake has transformed. Hibiscus and American lotus have filled it with color. Wood duck families fed out in the open and perched on logs. None of the usual skittishness. I watched as a great egret was fishing nearby, and a belted kingfisher watched from high on a branch. Down at ground level, hibiscus turrid bees moved in and out of tunnels in the bare soil. Solitary bees, each one digging its own nest. I did a video about them a few years ago, and I'll put a link at the end of this video. And for the first time, I walked the meadow trail. A monarch and spicebush swallowtail fed together in the wildflowers, and an eastern pondhawk dragonfly rested at the meadow's edge. One backyard surprise capped this week. A zebra swallowtail showed up right at home. I posted that one as a short because I couldn't wait to share it. 5 parks, a storm, a season's worth of change happening all at once. Swallows staging, mergansers fully grown, and a lake transformed since May. That's the wonder of paying attention to the same places week after week and month after month. If you're near the Susquehanna Valley, get out and see it before the season shifts again. Let me know in the comments which sighting surprised you most. And don't miss this Thursday. We're going deep on that honeybee hive at Long's Park. Until then, keep wondering about nature. Thanks for watching.